What's up everyone, it's just Blaze89. Today's video we're going to be doing the best class setup for the Volksturmgewher in Call of Duty World War II. Volksturmgewher is an assault rifle that's part of the Resistance event, and you can get it one of two ways. You can either get it through the challenge, through through Commander Howard, which we complete 50 matches and you get it, it'll pop up on there. Or you can get it with armory credits, but if you do get it with armory credits, it is over 20,000 armory credits, so you're going to need a lot of them. Anyway, let's get into the setup. The gun is basically like the ACR from the Modern Warfare series. It's really accurate and just a great gun to use, really versatile, but we'll get into all of that once we've gone through the setup. So the division we're going to be using is going to be the infantry division. The reason for that is twofold. Reason number one is because it gives us a bayonet, which means that we can actually one-shot kill with melee. Obviously we can't do that any other way unless they're already damaged. And the other reason for it is that it's going to give us a third attachment on the weapon, which again is a bonus. So that's the reason we're going for the infantry division. As for the attachments that we're going to go for on it, we're going to go with the grip. The reason for that is, although this gun is highly accurate, when you get to the further out ranges, having the grip on just helps keep it accurate and make it so that, like you see there, you don't have to burst fire. You can just hold the trigger down. You don't have to worry about burst firing to hit people at range. You can just still hold the trigger like you would up close. As for the second attachment, it's one that's gonna probably surprise you, because it surprised me, because I've never had it on any class setup before, because I've never thought it would be any use, and I've tried it on a few and never found it that useful, but on this one, for some reason, it seems to work really well. So that attachment is high caliber. Now high caliber is going to take up the damage on this gun, but it's only going to take the damage up of headshots. Now with some guns on this game, you don't even get like 1.5 times damage for a headshot. Headshots aren't one-shot kills. So by having high caliber on, if you're keeping your fire around the chest area, any recoil that happens to take it up a notch is going to knock him down instant with a headshot, due to the extra damage that it's going to do. You will be surprised how often you get more kills quicker by having this attachment on. It really does seem to make a difference. I didn't think it would, but it really does seem to make it easier to kill and reduce that time to kill. So the third attachment that we're going to go for on here is going to be steady aim. The reason for that is, again, because it's a gun that I find it's best to be aggressive with, and because it helps with the versatility. It's for up close, even to be fair, to close to medium range to a degree. It just means, because as we've said before, the sprint out time on this game is slower than on any other Call of Duty. And in case you don't know what sprint out time is, it's basically the time it takes to aim down sights when you're coming out of a sprint. So if you're running and the other person's not, and you bump into each other, sorry about that, you could both aim down sights at the same time, but he's going to get the shot off first because he's not running, and your time to aim down sights is that bit longer. So to take that out of the equation, you can just fire off the hip instead of having to aim down the sights, which means you get your bullet down range quicker, which means you've got a better chance of getting the shots off first and therefore getting the kills. When I'm up close range, I really don't find it, pretty much like I say with SMGs, I don't find it useful to aim down the sight. Sometimes I do it as a natural reaction, but for the most part it's not worth doing. You're better off to fire off the hip, because you'll get the shots off first. You can be more mobile, moving around whilst you're doing it, strafing, and in general it's just a better tactic for close range gun battles. So to go through them attachments again, I will run through the whole class setup once we're done, because I know I'll go on a bit, but I just like to explain why each thing's being picked. So to go through the attachments again, that's going to be grip, high caliber, and steady aim. Now if you are someone who doesn't like iron sights and prefers to use a red dot sight like my wife, then I don't blame you, and if that's the case, then switch out the high caliber for the red dot sight, because that's the one that's going to hurt you least to get rid of. So on to the basic training. The basic training I've gone for with it is ordnance, which means that you get your kill streaks, well, score streaks, kill streaks, whatever you want to call them, for less points. And for instance, it'll take a recon plane from 500 points down to 375. And also, which is a big time bonus, is it gives you the ability to re-roll care packages, which is always a bonus, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to get something that you really don't want, like a UAV or counter UAV, and that re-roll could get you a carpet bomber or a ball turret gunner, any of them good ones. So that's another reason that ordnance is good to have. If you're looking at playing really casually, you can go with requisitions, just because it means you don't have to worry about how many deaths you get. You can still get your kill streaks, but you're only going to get them once. And to be honest, that's the only ones that are worth using. If you really want to use another one, I suppose you could go with primed and throw the red dot sight onto this class and keep everything else the same. But I don't see no big benefit from using a different basic training. I personally would use one of the 2 score streaks ones, because they're the most useful. Because as I've said before, the score streaks aren't worth as much as they cost. Because, for instance, when you think of a firebombing run on here, that's 10 kills, and it's basically just a napalm strike from Black Ops, which was only 5 kills. So they're really not worth the amount of points that they cost. So for that reason, why not use your basic training to get your kill streaks easier? At least then they're worth more around the range that they're going to cost. They're going to be a bit easier to get, and you'll get them more often. So that's my personal opinion. If you do not want to use them, then like I say, go with primed and throw the red dot sight on. As for how to play with it, oh sorry, one last thing, secondaries. I really don't have a preference on secondary. That's up to you, and because like I say, I'll pick up a gun off the ground if I need a secondary, but secondary, whatever you're comfortable using. And as for your lethal, I would personally go with a frag. It's up to you. You could go with the sticky, but I'd only go with the sticky or the frag. Now, as for how to use this gun and this setup, it's mainly set up to be aggressive and keep moving. So you don't want to be camping with it, because it's a big time waste to camp with this gun due to how effective it is at rushing and close range and every range really. So basically, you can play however you want. I wouldn't recommend it for camping. You're probably better off with an LMG or something if you're going to camp. But outside of camping, play with it however you're comfortable playing. I personally would play aggressive. Skirting around the outside of the map always works, and I always tend to go in the opposite direction of my team, because I have a better chance then of catching them off guard, catching the enemy off guard, and flanking around, getting behind them, and then getting easy kills. And after all, who doesn't want easy kills? Everyone. So anyway, that's all I've got for this one. If you enjoy the video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to hit the bell for notifications when my latest video is up. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.